Hi everyone, in the previous video we completed our smart object with the enemy NPC being able to find, claim and interact with the treasure chest. And the creme de la creme, we were able to stop the NPC from finding the smart object if our player character was overlapping it. In this video, I'll be creating the core behavior of our enemy NPC and making the logical transitions and conditions from one state to the next. Well, let's jump in. So let's get our state tree. Now, first things first, we don't want to, we can get rid of this one now because this was just a debug statement. Now, I'm going to have in this tutorial just two states, a passive state and a attacking state. So let's add that in. If I can spell passive. And another one which is attacking state, and we're going to put this one in here. So the idea is when you're in a passive state, you just walk around randomly. When you get an attack commission, you go in, find each item, and then depending on the item, you'll do what you got. So let me just yep. So it's going to become part because there's no next selectable state. Okay, now from the attacking, I'm going to add a actually let's start with passive. So for passive, I'm just going to create a simple task. So new blueprint state task STT move to random location, and then we're going to go override, enter task, override. We're going to get our standard AIC enemy, which is going to be the AIC enemy object draft, and it's going to be context, and then it's going to be BP enemy ref, and that's going to be BP enemy base ref, and again context. And now we're going to essentially say get actor location and we're also going to do a random reachable, get random reader from radius. So yeah, we're going to get the origin. Now the radius, I'm going to make that a float, which is explode or so on. So set random lock. We can leave this blank, these two blank, and then from there we're just going to do an AI move to take this one here, wait a minute, this is not right word, context car. AI move to, oh, here's that one. Don't know why I felt like word context. AI move to, yeah, this word context character, I just didn't like that there. So yeah, I'm gonna move this one here, and then take the location. And actually, yeah, we don't even need the enemy, so we're going to get rid of that and expose on float the random locus, and then on success finish task, and then on fail fail, and we're just going to come up here, and here's the thing. So passive will have two states, so have move to random lock, and that will have our task, which is move to random location. I'm going to set it to about 500, and we're going to have another sibling state for this one, which will be wait, and this will be a delay task. So I'm going to say 3 seconds with a 1 second route. Now we need to fix up these transitions. So first of all, this passive is a group, so we don't want it to be thought as a state. Move to random lock, I'm going to set the transition so once it's completed, if I'm going to do it two ways. So if it's succeeded, go to next selectable state, which is wait, and if it fails, so address bar, then I'm going to say go up, because I wanted to immediately find a new route. So yeah. Now wait, I'm just going to say on state completed, go to passive. And then for attacking, we will have, I'm just going to change this just because I want to compile it. So I'm going to get rid of this, and on state completed, just say tree succeeded, so it ends. Now here comes the question: how do we move from passive state to attacking state? And that's quite easy. We need a transition on this group, which basically says if we get an event, and the event is always a gameplay event that is sent to the state tree, and I'm going to just create a new subtree, called it states, and then dot attacking, and then add it in, and add a subtag and call it passive, and then add it in. So if we get the attacking state, then we move to transition to, I genuinely couldn't see that, so move to attacking. So if we get this statement here, then we move to attacking, and this will be done in the AI controller. And I'm going to set the priority to high. So in an ideal world, we'd also have another state called investigating, which we're not going to cover in this tutorial, but let's say we've got a call to basically go from passive to attacking and investigating at a time. Attacking would be a high priority and investigating would be low priority. So attacking would transition to like attacking state rather than the investigating state. But yeah, we're not covering investigation in this one. Yep. Okay. Now, yeah, let's just see if we can get this working. So we want to see if it goes from here to here. Now, for that, and I'm going to be using the Ali Azari style tutorial. So if you don't know, Ali Azari, Smart AI, he does this very fantastic series on smart AI using behavior trees, and honestly this was one of the first tutorials I did, and it's still relevant today, and I recommend it. So check out Ali Azari's tutorial. He's fantastic at it, honestly. So you can even see how much I've gone through, so, and I still refer to it this day. Okay, Now we're gonna go to the AI controller. No, just gonna turn it off. So I'm gonna set a function, and I'm gonna call it set state attacking. And all this does is get the state data tree. I go send state tree event, make, and then come here and we send the state tree event. Where is state attacking? Now, we will do this on the AI perception system, but that's going to be at the end. I want to first just do it using keys just to trigger events, so debug keys, and then we'll come to actually putting in the AI system. So third person character. Now we have this function debug t. I'm going to change this now to set state attacking, and if we do that now, we should, and actually I'm going to just change this so I have 1, 2, and just 3. So I'm going to so one thing in the last tutorial, and before I forget, first of all, save, start logic automatically, so we disabled that. Yeah, so they're going to wait, they're going to move to 3 seconds, yep, and now I'm going to press T, and 2 of them should move to a smart object, and 1 of them should just freeze in position. And yeah. Yep. And yeah, that's the first part. Now, when we come here to the state tree, I'm gonna add in another sibling state, and I'm gonna call it attack with weapon. And we are going to use a condition, and I'm going to create a new folder, call it conditions. Now we need to essentially check which weapon we have, so stc check weapon held, and we're gonna change the description. This will check the weapon in, if I can spell, in the BPC weapon manager. Manager. Okay. And if you've already seen my previous tutorials, we've already got a function in our BPC weapons manager which is called get current weapon name, and so we'll be using that one. So now receive test conditions. Now all test conditions are either true or false. You can't do any so if you want to do that, you need to use considerations. So let's create a, first of all, weapon to check, actually weapon name to check, and this is going to be etc underscore weapon type. I'm going to expose this on spawn, and I'm also going to get our favorite BP underscore enemy base, and guess what? It's going to be a context variable category, and I'm going to call this enemy ref. I'm going to get this, well, actually, I don't even get gunpowder in my class. I know it would definitely have a manager, so I'm just going to get at this, and I'm going to get current weapon name. Going to come that here, touch, and I'm going to do equal enum and check with our weapon name, and if they are the same, then we return true. If they are not, then we return false. So how are we going to use this condition? So we're going to basically enter attack with weapon, and I'm going to call this I'm going to add 3 states. I'm going to call it unarmed, sword, and then wand, magic. Okay, and we're going to get our condition here, SCT weapon checked, and yep, unarmed is fine. I'm going to copy, well, I'm going to do this one here. This is going to check if it's sword, and we're going to check if this is wand. Now, first of all, we need to, on states completed, we're going to go not to tree succeeded, we're going to go to the next available selectable state, which is attack with weapon. I'm going to change this to group because only the leaf nodes are states. Always remember that. Now, for the conditions are just basically if it can enter. If this condition is not met, then we will go on to the next one and keep going until we find one. So, and if you remember what I told you about smart objects, we should always have a fail-safe of whether, if not, no smart object can be found for whatever reason. It could be a navigation issue. Even if the smart object is there, it hasn't been claimed, there may still be an issue that the smart object hasn't been found. So you may have to force boot it, or brute force it, or do something else with it. So in my fail-safe in this one is an unarmed attacking. So I'm just gonna, for these states, just do my print strings to confirm we're getting the right ones for each one. So unarmed, and then string sword, and then print string wand. And these transitions, I'm going to say, I don't want them to, so once you found the smart object, I don't want them to then find another one because they already have a weapon in hand, unless that's in your game. But I'm just going to say, on state completed, go back to attack with weapon, just for the time being. We will be probably changing this and adding in more conditions as well. State completed, attack with, and okay, and then go to attack. Now, I'm 99% sure that these two are the same. So sword, yep. So we're going to change this to wand. And now let's run this. So they're randomly going. Yeah, so one guy will be in unarmed state, then these two, I might just have to do this one by one actually. Yeah, so the sword wand, but this is probably not the best way, so I'm gonna just get rid of and yeah, keep. Let's see which one he goes to. Now T, he'll get one. So yep, he's got his wand, and he's in the wand state, and he's carrying a wand, if you can see here. Yep. So I'm just going to get rid of this one now. Just T. And he's in his sword state, and then just to finally just prove a point, I'm literally just going to walk here and now go to T, and he goes straight to unarmed because he's unable to find a smart object. So yeah, that's it there, and yeah, that's what I wanted to do for now. Actually, finally, I just want to add in one more condition. So I'm gonna change this to, if they go to find smart object and then find smart object, and I'm going to add a condition to the find claim smart object where essentially if the weapon held is unarmed, then you can enter it, so you can try and find it. And the reason for that is if we go here and when I'm pressing T, he's going to go to the unarmed stage. Now, yep, as soon as I left, he's now got the sword state. So yeah, let me just show that because my mouse got stuck there for a second. So it's not getting anything, not getting anything. I leave, he comes, he can now interact and get the control, and he can now get it. So literally it just helps it. It's another way of looking at it. Congratulations, we have created the core states of our enemy NPC, and in the next episode we will be creating a custom state tree for the enemies which hold the wand weapon, and we will use EQS or environmental query context to find the optimal locations for the NPC to travel to, and then fire the projectile weapon. Remember, this is just my way of creating core behavior for the NPC logic, not necessarily the right way. See you in the next one.